There it
That is
is.
it. That's the intro. The Broncos Booze Up. We're live.
We're
Welcome,
live.
everyone. Yes. Yes, sir.
This is exciting,
We're
John.
here. Well, it's great to be here with you, Captain. I just wanted to say that, it's something I had an idea for a long time to do a Soul Broncos show with you and just do it in the season. We'll cover, the games as they're coming up. This is week one, so we're going to cover week one a little bit. But it's wonderful to finally sit down and do this with you. How are you this fine evening?
I am ecstatic, John. It's been almost a decade since the podcasting mic has been dusted off. And to do it now with you as a collab has been a dream come true. I mean, you were the first guest on my old podcast. So to do this with you is phenomenal.
Well, I was the first, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I wrote one article on the old Captain Bronco website, and then we were having some banter back and forth, but you were the first guest.
Wow, that's excellent. Well, this is kind of a mashup of the Captain Bronco Booze cast and the South Stands Denver fan cast, which you've been on a few times. But yeah, I think that when we had jumped back into doing the South Stands, because I was like, let's just do Broncos season, and I was like, this is perfect, and it was good, except that was the first year Russell Wilson came to Denver, and I thought, this is perfect. We're gonna have this great. We're gonna do a great show. We'll cover, just the Broncos season. They're gonna do great, win the Super Bowl, and it did not happen that way. So that was like 3 years ago. Is that when it was? 3 years ago? I think so. Yeah, 3 years ago when
the painful 3 years.
Yeah, painful 3 years. And but you know what? You have to go through some things to get where you are. We wouldn't be where we are right now without those painful 3 years, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we kind of sold our soul to the devil for Super Bowl 50. It's taken us 10 years to get out of that mess. But I feel the upside has been incredible. I mean, the last season and what we've seen in the preseason so far is promising.
Well, tell me what you've seen in the preseason, because I haven't watched a single bit of it. Now, if you're a Bronco fan and you're tuning in and you hear I didn't watch a single bit of it, it's because it's fucking worthless. I don't care about it. I just don't want anybody to get hurt. I want to get to the real games. It's like it's like almost as worthless as college football to me. Just like, okay, whatever. Get your reps in. It's all good. I mean, I pay attention to what's going on. I follow the beat writers. They tell you what's what to look for, who's doing well. I had friends of mine that would text me when the preseason game was going on, like the first one, when Bo Nix wasn't playing all that well. And he was like, "Oh, Bo Nix not doing good. It's going to be, this is going to be the backup's going to have to take over." And I'm like, no. I go, "You're high. He's going to get into a groove." So I haven't watched that much of it, but I've kept up on it. But did you see anything in the preseason that you liked, that you thought was going to give you some thrills this year?
I think for me, I'm like you, John. Preseason is worthless, especially the first game, right? You can't, especially when you talk about the Hall of Fame game. Like, why are we watching high school football? But I think when you get to games 2, 3, and now 4, what was interesting to me to watch this team do is the depth of the second and third stringers was incredible. I think one of the biggest problems we had last year is injuries caused us a lot of potential wins, and then you look at these second and third stringers going into the third, fourth quarter of the season. You're not going to be sitting there wondering, do we have somebody in the depth chart who's going to be able to step up? And when you watch Jason Stidham and Troy Franklin and the rest of them, I mean, there was just some really interesting football that they played.
That is key, because it always seemed the last couple of years that was really hanging by a thread, and they weren't great by any stretch, but it always seemed like that could happen. Like it was going to be a one injury away from derailing the whole thing. So last year was great. I enjoyed last season because, obviously it gave a little bit of spark. I'm telling you, like the couple seasons before that, when they were really bad and they would almost beat the Chiefs, like they had the Chiefs, and then they like it was like, this is probably 2-3 years ago, and they were awful, and they had them, and they just start dicking around, and
right.
game. And that was like the most upset I had been at a Bronco game since the Ravens playoff game. And
Oh.
I had told myself not to be upset. I was like, I'm not going to be upset anymore. I'm not going to let this ruin my life. I was so pissed off because I said, at least beat these fuckers. Just beat them once. Just beat them once when you're not supposed to. And they couldn't do that. So the difference is, and then obviously they kind of did the same thing last year, right? I think they blew that field goal kick. So kind of the similar, but that was a little bit later. That they had him at the end. They had him to the end. Like
but there was some BS. But we got to remember that last season, there was a lot of, I would say, zebra interference with those games. And that 3-point kick, I think, shouldn't have mattered because there was calls during that game that were questionable.
Of course.
But I agree with you. I mean, I think the frustration during the Russell Wilson seasons were just, they were bad. It was just bad football. They'd get close. Yeah. The coaching was terrible. You could tell that first season with Russell Wilson and why am I drawing a blank? Sean Payton was just, it was tumultuous, right? Like he knew he had an egomaniac on his team.
Yeah, I think he tried. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's gonna cut him loose as quickly as he can," and I think it did go pretty badly at the end of it. With like he wasn't playing or trying to screw him out of a bonus, which is always shitty. But yeah,
it was paying for him. I mean, forget the bonus
shot, and I just think he realized.
I mean, let's be honest.
I think that's up now, isn't it? Aren't they done with that?
I think this, it's either they're up for it or they're not, or they got one more year left. This is not a podcast about stats and facts, John. This is feelings.
That's true. Absolutely, and we're going to get into the feelings here very soon. We will circle back and give a rundown of what we think the game this weekend. I'm so happy that we're having a game this weekend that we're going to we'll give a little preview of what we think is going to go down with that. I did want to mention our theme song, our wonderful theme song is been created by our good friend Scott Safford.
Yeah. It's incredible. Who doesn't love AI?
Did you see me wink out there, or was I still there?
There's a little bit of a
I'm
delay
like Ty,
there
my screen's going blank. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It's episode 1, John. It's good.
Trust me. I'm working. I'm working this as best I can. I actually plugged it into. I had a cable into the router because it was not working before. So hopefully that cleans up. I was like, ooh, this is going to be a real auspicious beginning to the booze up if I crash out here soon. Anyway, so Scott created it with AI, and if you know me at all, I'm very anti-AI, and mainly, like we were talking about before we started, more of like someone's going to use it as a therapist and they end up killing themselves type of thing. Like I don't want that. That's a terrible use for it. And I think, or they're like basically replacing your doctor with it. And you're like, oh, come on. Let's not do it. I think they were like replacing like whether you get like your horrible disease covered by health benefits. Like no, that's not what you want that for. But Scott created the song for us, and he inputted a few things from the old South Stands show, a few topics, and they came out. If you listen to it, it's very funny, very referential of that. And his idea was, he said, hey, look, there are some good things about it, and this is one of them. I can make this music for you. And of course, as you know, I was a little opposed to it, and then. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, so we used to use music all the time for the South Stand show, and we could never incorporate that into any like YouTube feeds, because if it was playing, it would get flagged, and nobody would be able to see the video. And so we always had to keep that separated from the audio just so it never showed up. that sucked because we would use bands that we liked and everything. And I always thought, why can't you use a band song? I granted they should get paid for their music and all that. But if you're using 30 seconds of their song, you're saying, this is the band, this is who it is. Go buy their music, go see them live when they play. I always thought that's the way it should be. As long as you're giving people credit, you're hooking them up. It's not like you're using it and we never made any money on it, so that's easy. That's an easy one. I could see, yes, if you were like selling something commercially and you were making money off it, like you're going to sell butter and you're going to use the sword metal songs, right? So I always felt, we can't do this, whatever. This ideally should not get flagged by YouTube, and because it's an original composition, right? So that kind of sold me, because otherwise we have no theme music. I can use the clip art theme music in here, and that's fine, but not as good as an actual custom made song for your show, right?
No, absolutely. And I think the best thing about Stafford is he's a librarian of music genius, right? And the fact that he was able to use a prompt to spice all the things together that were great about the South Stands Denver fan cast. And I think he's, as you mentioned, if you listen to the show and you were a fan, there's some spicy nuggets in there that should bring you some smiles to your face.
Yeah, there definitely are. And I'm just tearing through this beer. I just figure, it's like I only got so much time.
What are you drinking tonight?
So this is speaking of Scott Stafford, this is Odell's Mountain Standard
favorite brewery.
And if you know that story, then you know why he would not approve of this.
He might yank the license for the theme song.
That's right. He might not let us use it anymore. I told someone that story this weekend. Had a party this past weekend, and it was fine, but like we had good amount of people here, but like my wife's always like, we have to get an obscene amount of food. You have to buy an obscene amount of beer. And I'm like, I don't think there's gonna be that many people here, and everyone shows up, they're polite, they might have a drink or two, and then they're gone, right?
Right.
I have so much beer stacked. I just left it in the cooler outside. So I just go out to the cooler and grab one. There's beer inside that's not, just in the boxes still. So I'm gonna have beer for this. You're gonna see this. You're gonna see this for a couple weeks now. Actually,
that's the best thing about having a party, John. It's like, hey, your friends come over, they bring a 6-pack, they may bring 2, you end up with +4. The math works.
It's great. But then I was like, God, I could really stand to not drink so much. And then I'm just like looking at this cooler full of beer, and I'm like, God, everyone brings beer, and I bought an enormous amount of beer. And I was like, are you sure we need this much beer? Yes. Okay. So now there's
you were stocking up for the show.
That's true. Now I got plenty, so it's good. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about before, and we want to keep this, we want to keep these tight. We don't want to go too crazy on this. Before we get back into the Broncos talk, but I wanted to talk about the Colorado Rockies. Your Colorado Rockies. They hit 100 losses again last night. And I know that you're a big Padres fan. I still have this for you.
I love it's the mini pennant for the audio listeners.
I've saved this mini pennant, this San Diego Padres mini pennant for the captain. It's got the friar, and he's swinging a bat, and it's got the 70s looking Padres logo on it. It's very cool.
My favorite era.
I'm going to give that to you. I saved it. I sold all the other ones I had. I got them at like an estate sale, and I sold the rest of them, but I kept that one for you.
Thank you, brother.
So I know you're a big Padres fan, and I don't blame you, because you shouldn't be a Rockies fan, because they fucking suck. And
I don't know. There was some entertainment in the game yesterday. I mean, that was an all-out brawl you had going on out there in the middle of the field.
Well, if they fought every game, yeah, that'd be great. I think more people would probably tune in, but that rarely happens, right? That's not a regular occurrence with those guys.
I mean, you did have dingers going out of the park torrentially yesterday.
Dinger
Bad
was?
pun? No, bad pun. Dingers, like mad home runs leaving the park.
Oh, I thought you meant Dinger, the beloved mascot.
Yeah, I saw a great documentary on how you guys got that mascot. It's phenomenal.
Oh, really? With the egg and all that?
Yeah, good. Well, good backstory that they found an actual Triceratops bone when they were digging it up. Most people don't know the history of that. I thought it was pretty cool.
They did. That part of town was a really cool part of town. They had like a bunch of bars tucked back there. And yeah,
I know.
Oh, you know. Okay, yeah. You had to kind of drive back in there, and there was some cool stuff tucked back in there. But then they just
some seedy bars.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, now that whole thing behind there is just like nothing but condos and development. But yeah, it was like a labyrinth of sin back there.
I would call it good times. Forget sin.
It was good times. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's not the only bone they dug up back there, if you know what I mean. So, but yeah, so the Rockies suck. They're terrible. And they hit 100 losses, which is just so hilarious because, there was a thing and I posted it today and it was a column and someone's like, they're not going to hit 100 losses again. They'll be in Peru or whatever. And I was like, I'm fucking saving this. I know it's going to take months down the road, but I know I'm going to be able to use this again. And sure enough, I was able to post it again today.
That's my favorite thing about following you on social, John, is you are the ultimate troll. Like you wait. And I mean that in a good way, right? Like you just save this content for the moment. And then when it hits, it's like, hello there.
It's best served cold, right? You gotta save that. There's plenty of things where you see that every day. Like what's the account where they it's like not like, is it Bad Takes Exposed? It's one of those where they just somebody was like, they're like something about like Christian McCaffrey. They're like, this guy's never going to be good, whatever. And then they'll put it back up there and go, well, So this Rockies one, excuse me, was certainly fell into that category. It's like really like a bad take that did not stand the test of time. So, but I was just going to say they're terrible. My family had season tickets since they played at Mile High, and we used them for like for clients and company stuff for mostly but the family would I always get a bunch of tickets. I mean, I was going to like 5-6 games a year on those tickets, and I don't know if you remember, but I used to sit on the
club level, my friend.
Right? Yeah. So no more. We got rid of them. We said no more. We can't sit here and do this any longer. And so we got rid of them, and we got club level Avalanche tickets. So
way better.
Yes, of course. Well, you got to go with a winner there, Captain.
That's right.
That's why I haven't done any Broncos podcasts in the last couple of years, because
I was going to say it's 9 years it took us to get together, because now it's finally fun to talk about this again.
Exactly. So yeah, like like I said, we tried to do the Russell Wilson years, and I was like, ooh, not working out. I guess we gotta put this in mothballs till.
Yeah, that's why the Booze Cast went by the wayside. I think after like 8 episodes into the post Peyton Manning era, it was like, this isn't fun. Like, this is just getting drunk and being sad.
There was a lot of that, yes. I think I got real drunk one time and like hopped up and slapped my ass or something, right? And it was like some back bacon showing.
Oh, total fruit salad, my friend. I mean, those years were epic. I mean, if you're okay hearing a short story of how the Booze Cast actually died. I was on a business trip, and I had recently got the job that I have today. And I was in Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show. And we were heading back to the hotel, and my boss at the time was saying, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I said, it's Thursday night. I got to record the podcast. And the general in front of me said, oh, you do a podcast, Scott? What's it called? And I couldn't, my mind was not working. And I just said the Captain Bronco Booze Cast. And I'm like, oh, Christ. And I'm like, he's going to listen to this thing. And I don't know if you remember, but it was either you or Colin or like a multitude of episodes. We talked about Becky Ditchfield for an extreme length of time. And I was like, he's going to go back to, he's like, oh, I can't wait to listen to it. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. And I immediately went up to the hotel room, deleted the server.
And that was that. That was the end of it.
That was that. It took 9 years to get to a point where I'm like, I don't care. Let's just do this thing. Uh-oh. Internet problems.
Yeah, maybe. And coming. Yeah, I know we're winking out a little bit. That's all right. Okay.
Was it me?
Yeah,
was I winking out?
Like, oh, there it is. See, they're showing me like a little. It was showing me like a little Wi-Fi symbol on my side, and it wasn't good. But I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm plugged right in, so I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't care. How about that? So we'll just power through. Like I said, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I was going to say, before we get back into the Broncos stuff, I want to talk about how they nuked Stream East today. Did you see this? About Stream East?
I did, but if you're aware, I mean, I feel like the fans of the show would understand. Things don't die; they multiply on the internet. So if you go to streameast.ga, you can still get your games.
That's the whole thing. It's like they put their hand over one crack, and then all of a sudden all the other cracks appeared. And now look, I don't use those things because I respect billionaires, and I would never disrespect a billionaire. Yeah. But if I did use those types of things, I would have probably already moved on from Stream East like a long time ago and found something better. So it's almost like the revenuers are coming to shut down the still in the Kentucky hills, and they've already moved the still to somewhere else. You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, we got one copper pot, and that's all they got, and the still is somewhere else making hooch.
You can't stop it, John. I mean, the internet was born for freedom of speech, and I believe that even the people in Egypt who were providing these services, as you said, have since moved on.
They got a whole new thing going on. It just shows you that the capitalist structure, they just want you to pay more and more, when they should look at it as going, hey, maybe we should make it cheaper and a little easier for these people to do it. And then they wouldn't go for this, because I'll tell you, when like Comcast and all that stuff before, and trust me, if you live in Denver, you've lived through the Kroenke blackout, which, we got by using some of these things, or other people did, not me, because I respect billionaires.
Absolutely.
But if you lived through the Kroenke blackout of which, is still kind of going on, you had to make do. And that's the whole thing. Like, they made it so difficult to actually just watch sports. And so even now it's like you have to be like, well, I got to do this. I got to subscribe to that. Well, you know what? If they had just made it easier for me to get this stuff, I would have never sought those things out. The Kroenke blackout made people seek that stuff out. And that's what made people go find it. If they had never done that, other people would have never pursued these things. And they just would have kept using the pay services. And that's where I just think, if they just went, hey, you know what, let's scale this back. Let's make it cheaper. Let's make it more affordable. Let's make it easier for these guys for these fans to get these games. Then there's no reason to do it. Like if someone like my elderly father is going to have to like go open a laptop to watch the Rockies, like, you've lost it. You've lost everyone now. Not that right. He's going to do it. He wouldn't understand that. But the point is, if you're forcing people like that to then go elsewhere, then you're going to lose everybody. You're going to lose all your consumers. And that isn't the point, to get it to as many people as possible, because if you do and you make it affordable, they're going to pay for it. If it's easy to turn the TV on and turn on an Avalanche game, people are going to stick with that. They don't want to have the buffering and all that bullshit. And if you've ever used it, not like I have, they will, it's hell on earth sometimes, because you're like, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you just turn it on, it's great. Now, did you see what they're going to do with Red Zone?
They're commercializing it, right? We got commercials in the red zone when we never were supposed to have them.
Never supposed to have commercials. Now you will be able to get up and go pee, but that was the whole point, is you had to time out your pees to go, man, I got to go pee, but I hope I don't miss anything. That's total crap.
Important. Yeah.
Very much so. But that's total crap, because that was something that was perfect. I'm assuming people pay for that, right? They pay for it as part of their cable package or whatever they got. Now they've ruined it, and it's a bunch of crap, because they just they have to squeeze as much out of you as possible, and I can't stand that. I think it's so bad. Just leave it alone. It was perfect. People are already paying, like, I don't know, what do you pay, like an extra $20-$30 a month or a year for it, whatever it is. See, I don't know how much it is, because I've never paid for it, but
and you would never take money out of a billionaire's mouth.
That's right. I would never do that. But like, that just sucks, man. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, that's what you watched it for. So you could sit there and have it just uninterrupted. But
but I think the issue, though, too, is when you look at it. I mean, just look at the NFL package as it stands today with Google, right? Like, if you want the NFL package like you used to be able to get with DirecTV, it's going to cost you $400 to $500 to watch your favorite football team. I mean, it's expensive. It's ridiculous. I appreciate what Major League Baseball does with their app. It's I could pay $100 at the beginning of the season. I can watch almost every game thanks to the deal that the Padres made, even if it's in market sometimes. I don't mind that. I don't mind paying when I'm going to get value out of 161 games, and each game's going to end up costing me, a couple of bucks each time. That's fair. But to your point about taking away the red zone, there was a thing for me where I'm like, I'm not going to pay $400 or $500 to watch football. I'm just not. I'll go to the bar. I won't take money out of a billionaire's mouth by watching StreamEast.ga. But you look at those things, and I could pay for a subscription to like Sling. Uh-oh. Are we back? John's frozen.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I'm frozen. Okay. No, I was just holding perfectly still.
Oh, that's awesome. You could be a mime. But I could get a subscription to Sling, and I could get the red zone, right? So I could then watch all the games that I wanted. But no, I can't, because it's ruined by commercials and commercialism. It's terrible. It ruins sports fans for me.
Yeah, I just really don't understand why they have to mess with it. Like, it's almost like I don't know. I'm assuming you have these those express lanes in California where if you can pay to go in.
You mean my tax dollars that paid for the roads already, but now I got to pay extra to use them during traffic?
Exactly. So like,
thanks, Gavin Gruesome.
It's the most frustrating thing when you're all packed in and there's an open lane and there's like, maybe you see like one car every like, I don't know, 35 seconds. And you're like, God, this whole thing would just open up if we could all just spread out into this other lane. Can I pay $5 more a year? If everyone pays $5 more a year, I think that would more than cover it, right? But no,
John, they prorate it. They prorate it. So let me just give you an example. If you go from where I live in Temecula, California, and you want to go to LAX during rush hour, that will cost you $30 to $40 because they upscale you based on traffic.
At 4 a.m, it wouldn't cost that much.
No, but if you're going during prime time, like when my wife and I went on a little vacation, it was a $30 or $40 bill just because I had to make it to the airport in a decent amount of time.
Horrendous. Listen, it's just
old men drinking on a podcast.
Well, nobody likes to be squeezed. Does anybody like to be squeezed? I don't care what political spectrum you come from. No one wants to be squeezed. And now football fans are being squeezed. They had enough money coming in. If you were like, I'm a New York Giants fan and I live in Utah. Well, I'm going to pay to watch the New York Giants so I can watch every New York Giants game. That's understandable. That's a premium. You should pay for that. But when they have something that works, don't fucking change it like that. It's so bad. People are going to revolt, man. It's not going to happen. But
Well,
I say that, and then we're just go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just said, yeah, I say, oh, people are going to revolt, but just going to fucking turn it on and sit there, and then now you'll have a definite time to go pee. So they should know that everybody's going to go pee when these commercials hit, because before you couldn't do it. You were like, fuck, Kyler Murray's, at the 10-yard line. Is he gonna run it in, or is he gonna throw it to Marvin Harrison Jr.? And then you're gonna sit there, pee building up, and you're just gonna be like, oh, and then you're like, okay, that touchdown, great. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, the Lions were in the red zone. Ooh, so.
It might be an upsell for the adult diaper industry, because if you think about it, if I really don't want to miss a moment, there could be some collusion there.
I think I know the perfect spokesman for it too. So listen, let's we could talk about this all night. I think my notes were very sparse, but we covered all the topics. Things that are near and dear. Honestly, like Sundays, man, I usually played hockey on Sundays, but I am not now because of my arm. But I would play I'd play in the morning. Let's say I play at 10 o'clock or something. By the time I'd get back, the early games were maybe wrapping up, but still put on Red Zone. Fucking that was my Sunday routine, probably for most red-blooded Americans, and that's not going to change, but I'm going to fucking gripe about it every step of the way. Okay. That's what everyone needs to know. Yes. So your Denver Broncos, we're back.
Our Denver Broncos.
Our Denver Broncos. We're back. We're ready to roll. They're looking good. I always hate when I listen to pundits and stuff, and they're always like, they're talking about how, they're really, really good. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to hear that. It's like when you do a Yahoo fantasy draft and they give you a grade, and if you get like an A+, you're totally doomed. So if you get a D, you're probably going to win. Our friend Jen, the Monday Mommy, she got D's the last couple of years and has won the league. So I was like, she got a D this year, I got a C-, and I was like, okay, there's a chance for me. So they start talking about the Broncos. They're saying, oh, good things coming, good defense. Oh, Bo Nix, you're going to do
top 10 rated.
Top 10 what, defense or Bo Nix?
No, just overall. The Broncos are a top 10 team now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like power rankings came out and they were up there. I think they were within the top 10, I think, or maybe just outside it.
Oh, yeah.
But fair enough. I think they're going to be good. What do you think? And put your analyst hat on, and and try to give me a good prediction. Now put on your analyst hat, but take off your orange sunglasses. Okay, yeah, that thing.
John, I can't do it. I mean, look, I'm infamous for coming on your show back in the day and betting Colin that the Broncos would win the Super Bowl. And him having to drink his pee. Oh. I'm having that kind of feeling about this team this year. I mean, hey, look, last year we came back from not being in the playoffs for a long period of time. And we got to the playoffs, right? Won a game. Phenomenal. This year,
they didn't win a game in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. In my mind, they did. Because they made it to the playoffs, John.
Okay, they made it. That is a victory in itself, correct?
That's winning a game with a rookie quarterback. Like, I mean, you look at it was a Tim Tebow-esque season for me, right? It was like, hey, when Kyle Orton got benched and we go to the playoffs and we get a touchdown with our boy Demaryius. I mean, it was that kind of season for me last year. this year, not only are we going to be AFC West champions, because I think the Chiefs are just done. Look, Kelsey's going to be too enamored with his wedding. Patrick Mahomes is going to be enamored with whatever crazy shit his wife's doing. They're going to be distracted. The West is crazy this year.
And his brother's going to be doing TikTok dances.
Isn't he in jail? Wasn't he getting?
I hope so.
He was doing some crazy shit.
He should be in jail. Sorry.
But I think that the thing for us this year, like the AFC West is crazy. I mean, it's crazy good coaching, crazy good teams.
Yep.
I'm going undefeated, John. Undefeated.
Oh, shit.
We started the preseason. We didn't lose a game. It's not to do anything that the president would do, but it's going to be huge.
All the credibility built up through 36 minutes of the show just now flew out the window with an undefeated season.
I told you it's about feelings, John. This is how I feel.
That's fine. I'm not going to make any broad predictions. Actually, I'd have to look up what the Vegas total is. But I mean, if it was like, if it was like 10, I would definitely take over the 10 for sure.
In all honesty, I think you're right. They're going to get over 10 games this season.
I think they're certainly going to push for that AFC West title. I still think the Chiefs will probably eke their way into it just because they got some magic fumes that they're still working on. But
magic.
Okay.
Or is the commissioner getting involved? Look, there's a whole conspiracy theory here we could talk about in another episode.
We will. We'll save it for Chiefs week when they play the Chiefs.
Chief Queef week.
Chief Queef week. But we're gonna to celebrate. We're gonna put on horse mask and rob a bank. The two of us. So
hey, just follow a good Chiefs fan.
That's right,
what he was doing.
But I think they're going to push for that. I think they should anyway. But I think realistically, they might. I think they'll make the playoffs again for sure. So
absolutely.
I know they lost that playoff game because we went out to Vegas, and the first time that we'd going out to Vegas as a group that we actually got to watch the Broncos in a playoff game, and they got smoked, and there was a bunch of Bills fans there. And I think they just kind of expect that to happen, so they were very quiet and polite and didn't razz anyone. I was thankful for that. I was like, thank you, fellas. They might have been Canadians, that's why they were so polite. So
hey, after 9 years of not being in the playoffs, you're just happy to be there, man.
Oh yeah, it was great, man. It was fucking awesome. It was a great feeling. So yes, I think they're gonna do well. They're gonna push for that. They should be better, and Bo Nix should be better. As everyone's pointed out, the defense should be a lot better. That's what I'm looking forward to because I'm predicting that Travis Kelce's going to maybe it won't be the Broncos, but it'll be some team. But Travis Kelce's going to come over the middle, and someone's going to lay him out. And he's an old man. He's thinking about getting married and moving on, and that's going to put him into semi-retirement. And someone's gonna fucking clean his clock.
I hope it's Benito. I want it to be Benito.
I hope it is too. It's like, and you might not remember this since you're not necessarily an Avs fan, but when Rob Blake fucking destroyed Keith Kachuk when the Avs played the Blues in a playoff game when Rob Blake was playing for the Avs, absolutely destroyed him, like just fucking hip checked him into oblivion. I think he might have played another season, but he was not the same guy after it. And that was it. He went, well, that's it for me. That took the life out of me. So I think they're going to take the life out of Kelsey, and he's just going to go, you know what? Probably should have retired last year, but I needed to stay in the public eye for my high profile wedding to my high profile bride. And you know who that is? You know who she is? You've heard of her before?
Big fan.
Yeah, I know you are. And I think they're gonna put him into semi-retirement. I hope that's what I'm hoping for and then that's gonna take the wind out of Patrick Mahomes' sails too. I think so. Broncos should push those bastards for it, and I wouldn't count out the Chargers either. I think they've got some good things going on too, but they are the Chargers, so we know how that ends, right?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have a firsthand seat during their new training camp last season, and very thankful to be invited. We had them aboard our installation for an event. I got to say, Harbaugh's a class act. The guy's just a good guy. He lives in an RV down by the beach. I mean, how can you argue with that? But at least we don't have to deal with Philip Rivers anymore. I mean, I miss kind of making fun of that guy.
Down by the river?
Down by the rivers. And I can't hate the Chargers as much as I used to. I hate the Chiefs more than anything. And the Raiders are kind of like your retarded little brother that just won't go away.
I would endorse a Raiders Super Bowl win before any more Chiefs Super Bowl wins, hands down, because those horrible people, those horrible people have suffered enough. Those terrible scumbags, just living their agony-filled lives is enough for them, and they could use a little boost so they don't go out and kill again. And I've just had enough of the Chiefs. I think they had their moment. Arrogant fans who just have felt like they've been there the whole time. And it was like, no. The Broncos have been there the whole time. The Broncos had a bad stretch, and hopefully that's over. But don't get it mistaken. You've had a good run, Chiefs, but you were never like on top. This is something totally new. So that's why I really hate him, and that's why I would say yes.
Damn internet.
There were what? You got to say it again. I lost you.
No. I was just saying, I forgot my train of thought.
Is it your internet or is it my internet?
I don't know, but I'm 4 Voodoo Rangers deep now.
Why don't you have good internet?
I do have good internet.
Okay.
But I'm not hardwired. Maybe I need to fix that.
Yeah, see, I had to be hardwired because this computer just was not working. But I'm also a fully, and you're probably, I assume you are too. We're a fully streaming house, so I've got people fucking watching the Gilded Age, and they're watching TikTok videos, and they're watching while watching YouTube at the same time. So I got a lot of internet pumping in this house right now, and so we'll have to figure that out. Who's at fault here? But
this is why we were both kind of winking out. It's a pilot episode.
That's right. Yeah. We'll get it. So we don't want to bring on some guests and have them be like, I can't see these two jackasses. You know what I mean? So, all right. So listen, let's get to it. Let's talk about the game this weekend. The Broncos, your Denver Broncos, our Denver Broncos, they're back. They're ready to go. They're playing the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
You heard of the Tennessee Titans before?
And it's been a while.
I want you to tell me what's going to happen. And none of this 58-0. We know that's not going to happen.
No. Well, look, I really didn't care. This is when the show's going to get great. Fourth quarter, 4 beers down.
That's why I'm trying to wrap it
up. Look, I haven't cared about the Tennessee Titans since Jeff Fisher left.
Wow.
I mean, look, who cares about them? They got a rookie QB, number 1. Excited. They got a new coach. Nice. But look, the no-fly zone is a new squadron, right? And I think the defense for the Denver Broncos is going to be hellacious on a rookie QB. Sean Payton's going to forget Sean Payton. It's Vancy Pants. I never thought I'd be excited about Vancy Pants again. But since becoming defensive coordinator, yeah, he's still there, and it's crazy. He's doing good things. When he was head coach, I couldn't wait to get rid of him, and they brought him back, and I'm like, why? But look, it's doing amazing things. Rookie QB, rookie head coach. I don't know. I just think the Broncos are going to do very well. If I had to do the over-under, I'm going over 40 points. I mean, Broncos are going to score some points. I'm excited.
I've got it's 42.5 according to.
I was off by 2.5. Sorry.
So, but you guessed. You didn't see that. That's pretty good.
No.
So, that's pretty low but the Broncos are favored by 8.5. So that means the Broncos are gonna beat them pretty good. And I just want to say that it's gonna be a weird game, and I think the Broncos will win. But I almost think that Tennessee covers 8.5. That's quite a big number. I just think they're gonna have some surprises for them. They're not gonna be in top form just yet. So yes, the
But
Broncos,
they're playing at Mile High.
they are for sure, and everyone's going to be
52-80, my friend. 52-80.
Drunk and loud. I know it firsthand. The last time, and I haven't been in a long time, but one of the last times I was there, one of my kids was very young, and he's old now. He's 21 now. This is when he was little. I had him there. It was a pretty rowdy fucking scene, right, as you can imagine. And it was up in the north. It was up in the north stands, and I said, I better get him out of here and this and that. And I was in a friend's seats, and there was this older couple next to us, and I didn't know them, but they were for my friend's tickets. And I was like, I got to get him out of here. And I thought, I'm just going to get him out of here before the game's over. And my friend told me after the fact that the guy behind us ended up throwing up, and it was his aunt who was sitting there, and he ended up throwing up on her back. So I just know that he would have vomited all over my kid. So I got him out of there before that happened. So he didn't have that, wasn't scarred for life and think the Broncos were evil because they equated to vomit on him.
Yeah.
So
it's an amazing correlation.
Yeah. So it will be rowdy. It'll be happening. I just don't think they're going to blow them out by 8.5 points. But this is not a gambling show. I'm just thinking that what Vegas
not right fix.
Vegas thinks like, this is going to be kind of a, bit of 8.5 is a bit of an ass kicking, you know what I mean? So, but
it can be, but I think there could be one or two. Look, all it takes is one or two mistakes, right? The Broncos on special teams have been a little soft, in my opinion.
Sure.
One muff punt, one muff kick, it could go either way, but I do think the defense is going to show out. I do think the offense is considerably stronger. Look at the running game. Blue steel. Get this look. Do you do the raised eyebrow, John?
Yeah, it figures it craps out right when we're trying to bring it home. So
right when we'll
figure that.
Damn internet.
This is See, I've used this before, and I've never had too big of an issue with it. So I'm trying to think, what's the difference here? What's the difference?
It could be my end. What I'll do is I'll move a router into my room, and then I'll hardwire it and see if that fixes it for episode 2.
Anyway, so you think 48-0 Broncos? Is that what you said?
I didn't say 48-0. I said I think 40 points is going to be scored. But I do think I'm going to at least go 10 points over for the Broncos over the Titans. Rookie QB, that's hard to deal with in the NFL, especially with the new coach as well. There's going to be a lot of learning to get to do with one another.
I can dig it. I think it's anything could happen. It's NFL football, right? So
it's anybody's game.
I think the Broncos will be 1-0. The next time we get back to it and talk about the following week. We'll recap that game, and then we'll talk about the next week after that. And you can play along. And see how far off we are. But
we won't be far off, John. We won't be far off. We're experts in the field.
Kind of, yeah. I do have a John Elway poster in the back. You can see.
I love it. You changed your poster from last time I did this with you.
Well, maybe that's been up there for a while. So
maybe it's just a different angle because I think it's a Star Wars one.
So let's wrap it up. We'll hit it again, and we'll cover this game and see how we did and see how it all went down. But you got anything else to add, Captain, before we get out of here?
No, I'm very excited to figure out how we're going to end the show.
Well, I'm going to probably play the theme song again, and then I'm just going to cut the stream. How about that?
I love it.
All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This was fun. It was great to talk Broncos, especially great to talk Broncos with my buddy Captain Bronco. Once again, we're back in the saddle, and we'll get back onto it next time. So for myself and Captain Bronco, this has been the Broncos Booze Up. Adios.